Ah, welcome everyone. How's
Hey everybody,
everyone?
how is everybody? This is the Overly Critical Hyper-Analytical Movie Club. Welcome once again to the misadventures of Wolfie and Matty. As always, I'm Wolfie, and right over here we got Matty.
Hello. Good day.
Yes, it has been a good day, hasn't it?
I've
Um,
really had a good day today.
we're chilling out, we're chillaxing, ready to talk some movies. We
Mm.
watched the biggest release this last week was
Mm.
Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. We're
Oh
also going to talk
yeah.
a couple of movie news tidbits, and
Uh-huh.
that's all I really have planned for the main show. So we'll kind of see how it goes from there. Well, I'm sure we'll have
Oh, we love it.
recommendations,
We love a
catching up on
tangent.
things. Yeah, tangent boys. And then what was the other thing? After this
Super
episode, be sure to join us
slam.
at it's like an hour or so basically after this show. What time did I put it for? 7:15 PST, 8:15 Mountain Time for Superhero Slam. We're going to talk that Eternals trailer. So, we'll take a little break in between these segments and whatever. But
Oh yeah.
without wasting too much time here, I say we start with this Predator news.
Oh.
Predator has cast its female lead, Predator 5 project, being helmed by Dan Trachtenberg of 10
Mhm,
Cloverfield
mhm.
Lane
We love
fame.
him. We like that movie.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
a
that
good movie.
movie.
That's a good movie. So the girl's name is Amber Midthunder. Let me pull up a photo of her for y'all.
Is that a real name?
Yeah, Amber Midthunder. So she's
Nice.
an indigenous American, Native American.
She was
Um,
in Legion. She's badass
she
in
was in
Legion.
Legion. She was also in Roswell. Is that right? I
Yeah,
believe.
the remake of the CW, the Roswell. Yeah, I'd never seen it,
Right.
but I
So
liked
yeah,
Legion,
she
and
looks
Noah Hawley
badass.
saw something in her. So
Yeah, the only reason I'm not saying a whole lot about it is because I gotta finish Legion. I didn't haven't finished it
I've
yet.
never finished it either.
Ooh,
It's kind of trippy. I want to get back into it.
yeah, I was liking it. It was a little heady, so it derailed me a little bit there for a bit. But what I have to show you all is the young lady right here. Boom. This is Amber
Nice.
Mid Thunder throwing a sweet kick. And let me read from this little article about the news coming out of Hollywood's about this new Predator 5 sequel, which it looks like it's going to be set in olden days of them Native American times.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know what you would call that. So, Dan Trachtenberg, the film's working title is Skulls. That may just be their behind the scenes title, so they could avoid undue attention that they don't want. Let's
Mm-hmm.
see, Amber Midthunder of Legion signed on, joined the movie, and she's described as being a, uh, a Comanche woman who's breaking gender norms to become a warrior to battle her some Preds.
Sold.
Yes, I am also the one who is sold.
I want to say real quick, it seems that
See,
both of us are sold on the idea of this happening. Like it's a
yeah,
period piece Predator film,
and it's got. I'm
female
really.
lead. And I just looked under the comments of the first thing the person through Bloody Disgusting about her casting, and people are like, "Oh my!" Like people are like not excited for it, and I was like, "This is all I've wanted
I
from a
know.
Predator flick,"
Yeah, people are
and it's
shitting on it.
and now I just don't understand. I mean, I agree. One commenter was like, "I'm not into it. I want to go to the Predator homeworld and find out more
Mm-hmm.
about their mythology," and I agree with you. I'm there, but I
Mm-hmm.
also don't know what Trachtenberg's cooking up. Like if this plays into like the AVP, like that kind of the comics and even the movie when like Sanaa Lathan's character joins the Predator to help fight the Alien Queen at the end. Like if they
Mm-hmm.
pick her up and take her with them to the Predator homeworld because she's a great warrior, then
Mm-hmm.
sign me up, man. Maybe they have a trilogy plan. Don't knock it till you
Yeah,
saint it. I
and
mean,
that's
it
the
just
Matty
made me
minute.
mad. Yeah, dude, it made me mad. I was
Telling
like,
you
come
how it
on.
is.
I mean,
I
yeah, it's
agree.
probably going to be a bare bones story about how but it's cool. She's going against gender norms in a
You
period
got
piece
me.
film.
Yeah, you got me sold at female lead. She's obviously a badass. The whole Native American angle, these Native American warriors versus Preds, or at least a Pred, that's pretty monumental, man. I think that's so freaking cool. There's representation there. I'm so sick of this like go woke, go broke mentality that people have. So what are you saying? Like we can only have like white heroes and that's just fine? You know what I mean? We can only have greasy male action heroes. Let me tell you this. I love that all these badass women are rising to the surface in action movies. I love that when they point to like 80s action movies, it's like, oh, you know, what action heroes used to be. And it's like Schwarzenegger and Stallone all muscled up, and what action heroes are now. And they're like badass women. I'm like, put my money on the badass women any day of the week.
I mean, did everybody forget that Danny Glover's not like a huge action star, and he is the star of Predator 2? I mean,
Right.
I never forgot. I love Predator 2. I think it's a great sequel. I think, yes, there are some weird things and some un-PC things that aren't acceptable now in that film, but casting a black lead after Schwarzenegger, great choice. I think Danny Glover holds his own against the Pred. We get a Predator ship, great. You know, and I read that someone said that it's going to be as bad as the Predator. Disagree with you. I think you're full of it.
That's nonsense talk.
Because that movie is trash, and I love Predator, and I will watch any Predator movie, play any Predator game, read most Predator comics, but they're expensive and they produce a lot of them a lot of the time. You know, I'm there for the Predator, man. But I definitely think that this director has a vision, and I think it's going to be really cool.
I concur. I feel like there are too many haters out there. I mean, there's always going to be. It's just the internet, you know, and some people just can't help themselves. There's no, if you don't got anything nice to say, don't say nothing mentality anymore, which is fine. We're all entitled to our soapbox. But this one, you're wrong. This one, I don't know that it's going to be good, but so far it's got a solid pedigree. And I think everybody in Hollywood has learned from the last film, you know, unfortunately, even though it had Shane Black's involvement and everything, I think there was a lot of Hollywood tampering going on there. So I think what we're seeing here is a step in the right direction. And I'm super down for this lady, you punks.
I mean, if this is what Disney's like now having the rights to Predator plan to do is like switch up gender norms, make it a period film, try something different in the Predator franchise that's never been done on film before, then go ahead, Disney, because you know what? Fox couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, and we also
Predators was cool, but
we also currently, I think we reported on their original Predator creators trying to sue Disney or whatever for writing rights back. So there, you know, there's obviously that too. Maybe those guys have a much better idea, but so far I'm in the Trachtenberg camp. I'm in this camp. Anyway, sorry.
I mean, I think it was weird because I was like, oh god, it's like they're gonna Predator 5 is not gonna happen. It's over. They're gonna get into a dispute, and it's gonna be like 10 years till we see a Predator flick, which is like, come on, man. Like, why? So it's really exciting that they're casting a lead now. Maybe they're figuring this up behind the scenes, and maybe Disney was like, here's some cash, dude. Just leave it alone. You know, I would love for the creators to get their hands back on it, and it goes to a good studio, or I don't know. I mean, I'm down for anything. I just love the Predator. I love the Predator creature character. I love the universe that it's set in, and I want to see another. You know, I thought Predators was a pretty solid flick. You know, it definitely has its like the Topher Grace, whatever the fuck that scene was. It was like unnecessary. But comparing it to the Predator, it's a pretty good flick. And I had fun with it. Adrian Brody's a pretty good lead. It did have an ensemble cast of people from different backgrounds, which I thought was cool. So, you know, I wish they would have followed that with a sequel to follow up Adrian Brody's and the other characters' story arc to see what happened to them. Feel like that was a missed opportunity. Instead, they just waited a bunch of years and then gave us Shane Black's The Predator, which sucked.
Right. I know. It was unfortunate, too, because he had a pretty good track record going into that one, and I was excited, you know?
Yeah.
It was unfortunate that, like...
There's a comment down here I want to click it on.
To click it on.
Please click on it, please.
Some good comments. Thank you for commenting, Facebook user. If you will, head to StreamYard.com/Facebook. Let us see your pretty face. Otherwise, it'll just turn up like this, like
Or if you
blank
don't
man.
want to, just
Or yeah,
tell
if
us
you
your
don't want
name and
to.
say you don't want to, just so we can say hello.
Yeah, no
I,
big
I
deal.
agree. I don't think Shane Black is always great, but I think I was coming off that high of The Nice Guys, which is to me a really fun.
Oh, such a great
Like,
movie.
yeah, it's just great. The humor's real dry. It's a dark comedy. I really enjoyed it, and I was like, oh, if he can bring this to Predator, but also give me a really cool Predator flick, I'm down.
Right. That is true.
And
His recent movies were very lighthearted in that
and
way.
seeing some of the background, like some behind the scene footage, there was supposed to be a time when two predators came down in the Predator to help the humans fight the mega predator. But they cut that because the studio was like, we don't get it, or there's some weird studio stuff that happened. And so, there's all these screenshots of these like basically scientist predators that would come down to help the humans. And there was like a whole other story that I feel like Shane Black maybe had in mind, and him and the writers did, and they tried to film that, but for whatever reason that stuff got cut, and we got the film we got today.
Yeah. For certain.
So,
You okay? You look like
but
you look like
oh,
you
I
saw
was just I'm
ghost.
like trying to read and like I can't read and
I
talk.
know I got distracted by the comments too, but thank you so
Yeah.
much for.
Oh yeah, we love it.
I think I know who it is. Thanks for commenting. I sent out a few invites to some people, so thank you guys for jumping in.
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
the link there down below, streamyard.com/Facebook. If you want to jump in on the chat, say what you got to say about it. If you got any questions and you want us to Google something, we can probably do that. But next up, what do we got here? Hellraiser remake gets writers. Hellmaker. That's my movie that we're gonna make. That's our movie.
That's copyrighted.
Yeah, boom.
It's very much like Hellraiser, but a maker instead of a razor.
I got an article here. Let me pull it up. So it's a reimagining. They say Hellraiser reimagining. Pinhead brings pleasure and pain to Hulu. So it's going to be a movie made for Hulu. Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Hey, that's cool.
I mean, that's another thing that kind of worries me that I mean, Hulu at least can make their own ratings, but like how far will they push a Hellraiser movie? Because the thing about Hellraiser is
that's true.
Wolfie and I have both watched this documentary series that I think everyone here should watch called In Search of Darkness, and it's all about 80s horror and how it was just kind of like, well, who cares? Throw money at it. Basically is what happened in the 80s.
Yeah.
It's going to be hard to reimagine this, like, because it's a pretty bloody, gory, disgusting movie.
Do you think there's things about it that are going to be tough to try and achieve nowadays?
Yeah, skinning people. Like a skin guy walking around. I don't think it's going to be.
Hooks. If it's PG-13, I'm going to be sad as hell.
But so Hulu did do the Books of Blood, which is a bunch of short stories, and it was supposed to be like an anthology series, and I was super stoked, but then I don't know what happened, and they turned it into a movie, and it doesn't really work as a movie. I don't know what happened. It was during COVID, and so they released it, and it's all right. It's not the best Clive Barker stories I've ever read, but it's cool because I will always be there to support a Barker film story because
I back Barker as well.
Because he's just a weird dude, and it's weirdly gross and sexual, and I can't turn away. So
let me read a few things off of this article here. Announced last spring, David Bruckner, who will see his festival hit the Night House release in August through Searchlight, will bring upon the return of the Cenobites from a screenplay that reteams him with Night House's Ben Collins and Luke Poitrowski. Sorry, I messed up your name. But we went to school with these guys.
Hello.
They're SCAD alumnus like we are, and it's freaking amazing to see Ben Collins blowing up. Great guy, super nice guy, super smart guy. You've seen a couple of his movies. I've seen Super Dark Times, also directed by Kevin Phillips, who we went to school with. But I haven't seen anything since then, but I really like that one.
I've seen Super Dark Times, and then he wrote, I don't know if it was with Luke, Siren, which was based off the VHS short.
Okay, right.
Of the same name, possibly, but I don't know. I don't think he wrote that. I think they just had him come on and pen the feature-length version, which is kind of like a.
Yeah, it says
it's Collins like what happened.
Petrosky were also behind the VHS spin-off Siren.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Siren is not. I was pretty disappointed with overall, but I felt like the script was fairly solid, and it's
Hmm.
probably more of what the director chose to do with his actors and not being a good just not understanding how to make this film maybe, or
Right.
how the script read. But Super Dark Times is a great movie.
Yeah, it was cool. Different, you too, for what it was, coming of age, but also a little bit of a horror film. And David Bruckner did The Ritual off of Netflix. That was pretty solid. That was a
Yeah,
fun little creature
I
feature.
love the I love the creature. It's pretty imaginative when
Yeah.
you've kind of seen it all done, you know, many times. I was like, this is a cool looking creature,
Yeah. You
and I love a creature feature.
We also have a David Gordon Green helmed HBO Max series that's going to be a Hellraiser series as well. So I'm not too sure what that one is entailing. Is it moving on and just building on the lore, you think?
Well, I'm kind of hoping they explore the Cenobite world more. I mean, I'll always
Yeah.
show up for Pinhead, but I won't be
I
disappointed
enjoyed the
because,
second one, you know.
yeah, I'm interested to see what he does. I really like the Halloween reimagining slash sequel that they did. I thought it was cool. I liked the twists and the turns. I thought the kills were pretty good. Um, I thought it was a little like probably tamer than they wanted, just to reintroduce audiences to Michael Myers, since there've been a slew of like,
Hmm.
I think the only ones have been the Rob Zombie ones, and that
Right.
was like the Rob Zombie fied his version of Halloween, which I
You could
enjoy
almost
because
say they were Rob Zombie fried,
of course, yes.
crisp to a
Which
nice
I enjoy
charcoal.
his take on things and how he envisions things. I like, I grew up with White Zombie listening, and when I see his movies, I get it. It makes sense to me. They're not all great, but he's making the movies he wants to make, and I gotta applaud that.
Right.
So
Totes
I'm super
Malotes.
stoked for Halloween Kills. It looks like it's gonna be a little darker, maybe a little more intense. So yeah, if we can jump back into the Hellraiser world, there's a series of comics I think IDW or Dark Horse did,
Yeah.
and
They're
those are
good.
pretty brutal and fun to read. So if they follow any of those, I think we're in for some, you know, cool Hellraiser stuff.
Definitely. I'm super excited about it. I'm excited to see them bring Pinhead back, and just I'm hoping it's not going to turn out like Friday the 13th remake or something like that. I think hopefully with these guys behind it, it'll be more grounded in terms of how they execute it, and like kind of like Halloween and Halloween Kills. Um, but I also hope that they don't skimp on some of the real hellish kind of things,
Hmm.
because in the first in most of the movies, basically, like, the Cenobites aren't the bad guys. It's the people who are unlocking what they have.
Yeah.
So there's so much mystery behind those characters, and I think that no wonder the legacy has gone on so long. And for as low budget as the first movie was, and a little jank for that first one, it's so great. It's got this lasting, haunting presence, and such an
Hmm.
incredible. I mean, I like that dark, like, BDSM kind of motif they got going. It's
Yeah.
it's titillating. We are travelers.
Yeah,
I love that shit.
yeah, there's this artist I was following who made some concept art. I don't know if they used, but it was for the HBO Max series, and I thought he said that they canceled or they didn't use his art, but it was really interesting. Like, just these big like pinheads sitting on this huge throne in this open like area with like blood running around him, and I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, take me there. I want to go to where
You
that
know
is.
what? You know what's a really great Hellraiser Easter egg, I guess maybe you could call it, is go on YouTube and look for the Coil soundtrack that was going to go under Hellraiser before I forgot whose score used. The score for the first one is amazing. Don't get me wrong, but Coil also did a score that was unused, and it's really great, like, experimental, industrial kind of weirdness. So if you've
Mm,
never heard that, it's fantastic. I love
I
it. It's really
haven't.
weird.
Is it
Oh,
on
check that
Spotify?
shit. It probably is not on Spotify. I found it on YouTube. I'll try and post that one. So if you have, I really liked it, and some people have made like fan films, Hellraiser fan films, and incorporated it. So it's a
Nice.
really it's really interesting. I'm gonna look up who did the original score, because I feel like I'm lacking here. I always felt like the music in the first two was really a character unto itself in these movies. But hold on, let me check. Sing him a song, Matty.
I don't wanna.
Take him back. Tell him a joke. Do your Betty Boop impersonation. You guys are gonna love this.
No,
Go
they
ahead
don't get
whenever.
that. No, not gonna happen.
What was I looking for now? See how silly I am. What was I looking for? Oh, music.
Matt, my first introduction to Rob Zombie was the White Zombie album, Astro Creep 2000. And I still love that album this day. Got to see it at Riot Fest in Chicago. The full album played, and for me, it was awesome.
For me, I think it was Christopher Young is the guy who did the music for the first Hellraiser. He did a really great job. But check out that Coil score. Rob Zombie for me was the Beavis and Butthead movie when they eat the peyote in the desert. And Rob Zombie animated that whole thing, and he drew all that thing, and then that led me to learn that he's a really talented artist, painter, draftsman, and stuff. And he's done all his own artwork, and you've seen his movies and stuff. He's a real hands-on kind of guy. Yeah. As Matt got to say here, originally Pinhead was supposed to show up in Freddy vs. Jason. The two were supposed to get sent back to hell. I would have not. I mean, I've never seen Freddy vs. Jason. I know it's like probably pretty stupid, but I think some people kind of like it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fun.
I would have been down with that. I would love to see Pinhead and Ash go head to head from Evil Dead series.
Dude, so this is what I want. I hope these Hellraisers. I hope the series does well. I hope whatever they have planned. I would love to see Barker's The Scarlet Gospels, which teams. It's like the final Pinhead book, and it teams up Harry D'Amour from Lord of Illusions. I think the short story is called something different, but that's the movie. And Scott Bakula plays the main character of that. So those two, and he's like someone who dabbles in magic and gets the underworld and the occult, and he's like a detective, and he goes and does these weird occult magic cases. And Pinhead would come back, and he's targeting all these magicians I'm not going to give it away, but Harry D'Amour gets like thrown into this universe, and basically him and Pinhead have to fight in hell. And it's a really fun adventure and really gory. And I would love to see that in the TV series. Like
what
recast
was that
Harry
from
D'Amour.
Again? I missed what
so it's
comic?
Clive Barker. No, it's a book, The Scarlet Gospels, written by Clive Barker, and I'm caught up. It's the final book for both of them. So I would love to see that as like a season. This is the final season of the Hellraiser show on HBO.
Okay,
or
I see.
I think it would just be cool to introduce Harry D'Amour early in that, and after like a couple of seasons, like third season, we get Harry shows up to kind of investigate some of this, or pops in every now and again, and then you're like, "Oh, I'm gearing up for the Scarlet Gospels. It'll be so sick."
That's cool. I gotta get caught up here. I like the vast amount of knowledge you got for Clive Barker.
Oh, dude! Right now. I mean, I haven't read a lot of I've read several of his books, but I haven't read all of them. But
what's your favorite? I have read Hellraiser, or what is
the Hellbound Heart?
The Hellbound Heart, yeah.
That's probably my favorite. Damnation Game. Damnation Game is pretty good too. I haven't read like the books of the arts or whatever. There's like 3 of those, and they're all like 1,000, like 800 to 1,000 pages, and I'm like, oh god, I'm sure they're great, but it's just a lot to read.
Right.
But yeah, I actually have that book over there. I can see it. It's in the corner. It's a fun read. It's a little more action packed than I would have liked, but I think it's a kind of, I kind of envision it. The final scene is kind of like something that would be in The Mummy, but with like Pinhead and Harry D'Amour, and not as like fun. But I just, the set piece that he surrounds us in at the end for that final climactic battle reminds me of something that like the guy that directed Scott, what's that guy's name? Steven Summers is the director of The Mummy. I think would like that would be like a set piece he would make. It's kind of, I don't know. I mean, it kind of, I was like, I wanted it to be a little more psychological, but it's a fun read. And if you like Barker and are interested in Pinhead and Harry D'Amour and stuff like that, it's worth a read.
One day we'll have to sit down and have the conversation about Nightbreed.
It might have to be a classics.
Yeah, I like it a lot, but it's really a lot to chew. That movie. There's so much lore that he's building throughout that whole movie, and then there's like an extended cut, I think.
Dude, there's like 5 different cuts of that movie.
So it's There's a whole conversation, but it's a very strange, like horror fantasy kind of romp. And we'll have to visit her pretty soon.
It's another one I would love for them to do like a television series based on Nightbreed, because like the thing with Barker's stuff is I love these movies and I love the effects that they have to use to pull it off, but you can tell that the budgets aren't there for as grandiose as these films need to be.
I wonder what I would look like as a Cenobite, after you turn.
I don't know. Sounds like a T-shirt idea.
That'd be a cool Halloween costume.
Yeah.
Stay tuned, people. We're going to do Overly Critical Holidays. Don't you even worry. I got a surprise for you. Boom. We haven't talked about The Green Knight at all, and they dropped this really great trailer. What say we watch this son of a gun?
I need to take a little break for a second. Okay. I'll be right back.
Matty's got to catch his breath. I'm going to hang out. Ooh, I hate that composition there. Ooh, what's going on here? Matty sharded? Hopefully not. That would be a bummer. Let's see here. Let me load up this trailer. How's everybody doing? Hit us up in the comments. Do you have any questions or comments? Do you want us to do any funny dances? We are at your whim. We're at your whim here at the Overly Critical Movie Club. Hyperanalytical Movie Club. Thank you, Matt Lefferts, for chiming in. Haven't seen this trailer yet. I saw it on my phone, and I'm realizing and learning these days, it's fine to watch trailers on your phone, but don't judge the film by what you've seen on your phone. You got to watch it on a bigger screen. So I'm kind of there with you. I've seen it once, but I'm excited to watch it here with my full attention. It's going to be great. I think Matty had to poop. He got that cold, pale look on his face. And, chill probably down his spine. Pinhead got Matty. What's up, Jerry? Welcome to the... That's hilarious. I guess I'll just do this for the time being. The composition looks a little weird. I'll just keep my hand here. Kind of fills the frame. Hi. Hopefully Pinhead didn't get Matty. That'd be sad. Here, we'll keep this here just in case we witness his rapturizing. You okay, Matty? You had to poop real quick?
Yeah, Pinhead scared me. I had to go. I was like, I gotta. Yeah, dude, I've just been drinking so much water lately to like. I just had to really go pee, and I was like, I don't know if I can make it through this trailer and then Army of the Dead.
We need a pee button, like a buzzer. Yeah. I gotta pee. Be like, all right, we need to take a second. That's totally fine.
Pinhead did. Yeah. Oh God. I would never open that box. I'm just saying to Jerry, I would never open that fucking box, man.
Yeah, I don't think I'm depraved enough to want to do it, but if it was in front of me, I don't know if my curiosity could. If it would get the better of me.
I'd be fine, man. I seen that movie. I know what happens. Nothing good. But let's watch this trailer because I think it looks sick.
Boom. Okay, Green Knight. I've only seen it on my phone, like I said. Let's check this out. Here's our fresh reaction, baby.
Sold.
Love that, Dev. Sold. In a time when honor.
Stefan, is there supposed to be music here?
Oh, Matty can't hear it. Matty can't hear it.
I seen it.
We gotta pause it. We gotta reset. Hold on, so I gotta click a button I didn't click. Bing, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, here we go. Okay. Here, let's just go ahead and restart it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. 824, baby. Let's get it. In a time when honor. I already did that. I want to do it again. Yes. When courage made kings. Just kidding. I'm scared.
Tell me a tale of yourself.
What's this actor's name that's doing the voiceover? He's in the Mission Impossible movies. I love him. He has such a creepy voice.
Is he that guy with the face?
Yeah.
No, Dev. What's up, Dev? He needs to play Jesus in one of these movies. Hopefully.
How about we just not do any more of those movies? Okay, I would watch that.
I would like one apocryphal Jesus movie that has a brown Jesus. That'd be okay with me. A little indie thing, just exploring, whatever. Oh God, the giant.
I love the like little fox friend. I don't know this story that well, so
Yeah, I don't need. It's an Arthurian legend, folks. Gwynon, the knight. What a badass.
do that if
Groot. Just kidding.
Groot's papa.
Summer.
Well, there's a longer trailer than this.
I think we watched an old trailer. God.
Yeah, I think we did too.
Damn it.
There's one where the fox talks to him, and
sorry, folks. What a noob. Hold on.
Here we go again.
That was 1 year ago. Shit. We're watching this other one anyway, so you can
deal
frig
with
off,
it.
Ricky.
It's like,
no, I mean you don't need to frig off. It was a Trailer Park Boys reference. Were you able to hear that just then?
yeah.
Okay. This is the newer trailer. So yeah, we'll compare the first two trailers. That's what we're doing.
There we go. That's what we're doing. Trailer reaction.
We're looking at the
Green Knight
deepest,
trailers reaction.
most textured details. All right. This is the newest one. Can you hear it okay? Is it too low?
I got it. Sounds good.
Who can regale me and my queen?
Is that the guy from Dark Knight Rises? He played like that gangster. He's like got that thin face.
I don't remember.
Maybe not. Maybe it was just that guy. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll find out. It's Tree Man again.
Greatest of kings,
He was great in Chappie.
let one of your knights try to land a blow against me. Indulge me in this game.
What a cocky deity.
One year hence.
This is the most heavy metal shit.
Another year nearly gone already. You must seek him out.
Was it not just a game?
Perhaps,
That guy?
but it is not
Yeah.
complete.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. This movie's
He's
beautiful.
in this. Yeah.
Huh?
Why do you stop me?
David Lowery. What did he direct?
You rest your bones. I'll finish your quest for you.
That guy's in Eternals. Yeah. If you saw something like that, just go and run errands.
And what do you hope to gain?
Oh, that's Joel.
Joel
Edgerton.
Edgerton.
Facing
Yep.
all of this.
Maybe it's not the guy who's doing the narration.
That is why a knight does what he does.
Are you ready?
The Green Knight. Wow.
I don't know, man. Every time I watch that trailer, I get little chills. It just
It
looks
good.
cool.
They're
I
killing
love
it,
that.
David Lowery.
I feel like there was this whole time when they're like, make the Arthurian legends more realistic. And this guy's like, nope, we're going full fantasy, baby. And it's going to be dark and cool, which I'm there for.
Hell yeah. That looks really good. Dev Patel is awesome. I'm just glad his career's still going strong. And he wasn't just like a one-hit wonder after Millionaire or Slumdog Millionaire. He's great. We need to see more brown leads in things, I think. And he's a great actor.
Yeah.
He was good in Chappie.
I like it. I mean, honestly, in most things I've seen him in, unless the movie's just terrible, it's good. He's good in it.
Yeah, he's incredible. I mean, I don't want to say he's just anything. He's very solid with, he like is dedicated and cares about what he does. I would love to see him and like Jake Gyllenhaal in something weird, some kind of psychological. I'd like him against other other eccentric character actors and stuff. Anyway, I'm excited about the guy, about his career. Green Knight looks amazing. The Newsroom, yeah, that was a good show. It looks beautiful. What else? Those giants were crazy. How do you feel about those giants? Does that make your stomach sink a little bit?
Dude, I can't wait. I'm ready for the adventure.
That was nuts. All right.
But this guy, David Lowery, just real quick, did a Ghost Story, Pete's Dragon, Ain't Them Body Saints, The Old Man and the Gun, and then Green Knight coming out. The only one I've seen is Pete's Dragon, which I never saw the original Disney film, but I thought that was a pretty solid remake, reimagining, whatever of that story. I thought the dragon looked cool, and I thought it made me tear up.
Oh, we'll have to watch that. It's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Canada Plus.
Yeah, and I wanted to watch a ghost story, but I don't think it's actually scary, so I don't know if I want to watch it.
Right. Yeah, they said it's good, but I'm a canceller, and they some shit about Casey Affleck being a douchebag.
Yeah.
So I was like, screw his movies. I didn't like him in the first place, but when he's in another great movie, I'll probably say something different.
I've also never not watched any of his flicks after all that shit came out. So
next up, we got the Edgar Wright's newest film. What was his last movie? Baby Driver.
Yep.
So we got One Night in Soho with.
Did this actually drop today? I thought it was tomorrow.
No, I was gonna get there.
Oh, sorry.
I just was gonna play the 16-second. We got a teaser for a teaser, folks. Woo! Aren't we lucky? But it's like a first look. We can have a little Edgar Wright talk. Baby Driver was pretty cool. It's got its moments. Wasn't quite as monumental as Hot Fuzz, or I really liked the one. Turn my signal down. I really liked the one. What was it? The pub crawl one that they did. What was that called? Around the World.
At World's End.
At World's End. That movie was cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a good track record. So it's cool to see actually this little first look that we're getting. So we're gonna try and come back tomorrow evening and do a little hot take of the trailer as it drops. But we'll get a little taste right here, and I don't know. Just thought it'd be fun.
Yeah, I ain't seen this yet.
So here's our 15 seconds of glory. New Edgar Wright movie, first look. It's got some Nicholas Winding Refn vibes. Last Night in Soho, my bad. I have dyslexic. So that's just your little tease you get there, folks. Some nice lighting. I don't know. It's hard to tell anything. Anya Joy Taylor is blowing up.
And then, what's her face from Jojo Rabbit?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. She's wonderful. I was wondering who that was. I knew I recognized her. So that was cool. Are you excited for Edgar Wright's return?
And it's a horror flick. Like, it's supposed to be, I mean, I don't know how scary it'll be. I'm sure it'll be like kind of funny.
Yeah.
I'm kind of hoping it's going to like land in the realm of like American Werewolf in London, where there's like funny moments, but it's dark. Yeah. It's a dark humor, but then there are like some really terrifying moments too.
Then a little disturbing, but also a little whimsical. It's Edgar Wright is a very distinct filmmaker. So it's his idea of like sick and twisted is very enjoyable. So, we'll see what it is. We have no idea. I have no idea what it is. I suppose I could look up the premise, but we'll talk more about it tomorrow. They're going to drop the trailer. We'll jump on here for a little bit tomorrow evening, do a hot take on the trailer drop for Last Night in Soho. But before we get out of here, is there anything, Matty, you've been watching, reading, listening to, playing, that you'd like to share with the folks? Tell them something that's worth their time.
I finished Resident Evil The Village.
The Village.
Or Village, Resident Evil Village. I finished it. It's a lot of fun. It got those werewolves, it's got zombies, it's got vampires in it. It's got a little bit of everything Matty likes. It was a fun little romp. I liked that it was like, it took me 12 hours. People say it's 10. I'm slow at games. So
are you as attracted to Lady Demistru as everybody else is? You flipping out about her?
I mean, if she was like, hey, you want to, I'd be like, okay.
Go on a Tinder date.
But I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I'm obsessed with her. She's pretty terrifying in the game, and you don't mess with her because it's just, she's one of those, like when she just kind of stalks you throughout the mansion that you're in when you're in her level, and she'll just be like, there you are. And you're like, oh shit. Gotta
She
get out of
talks
here.
to you. She
Yeah.
talks as she's coming after you. I got to play it. I'm currently playing 7 right now, and I really enjoy it. It's pretty scary.
Yeah, it's 8 is not as scary as 7. There are
That's
some
what I heard.
cool,
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
some cool jump moments, but like overall, there's a really terrifying part that Joey and I were talking about. A friend of ours, not too long ago, that just is stuff of nightmares.
Yeah, in
So-
Village or the first one,
In Village.
or not first, but 7. Okay, cool, nice. I am excited to play it. I'm gonna finish 7 here, and I'll probably buy it when it goes on sale. But that Lady Demistru gives me Death by Snoo Snoo vibes. If you're familiar.
And then I watched that new Angelina Jolie movie on HBO Max by Tyler Sheridan, who did like Wind River and Hell or High Water. What's it called? It's got a really, hold on. I feel like I should.
One?
Yeah.
Ooh. Would you watch it with? You on a date?
No, I watch it by myself.
I only watch horror movies, and is it a horror movie?
It's a thriller.
Thriller. You know,
Let me find it. Sorry, bear with me. Bear with me.
well, we have to stop to Google information.
It's just it's a long title. It's not easy to remember.
It's something about me, and I wanted something when I wasn't anymore.
I don't even know if you're saying things right now.
I know what you're talking
Those who
about.
wish me dead.
There. Here I was when I am not here. Just kidding.
So yeah, I watched that. It's a pretty good like little thriller,
Nice.
mystery, suspense movie. I mean, it doesn't break the mold or anything. The kid in it does a really good performance. Angelina Jolie is great in it. It's kind of nice to see her again, especially like we'll be talking about the Eternals trailer later. It's nice to see her back acting again. I talked to my sister and she was like, man, I'm just kind of over her. And I was like, why? She's not been in anything. Like, I'd understand if she was like in every movie
Angelina.
every summer or something. Yeah. So it was nice to see her again. And yeah, I mean, it was pretty fun if you have a free evening and just want to watch something you don't really have to pay attention to that closely to get what's going on. It's pretty good for that.
Nice. That's pretty cool. I have been watching Kim's Convenience. Matty
Oh, it's so good.
Watch it for so long, and
Season
I finally
5 soon.
jumped on. Yeah, finally. That's what's great too. Is like there's tons to binge, and it's the perfect flavor of show. Feel good television. Great characters. This is Simu Liu, who's going to be Shang-Chi for the MCU. This is a show that he came from. It's Canadian made. Everybody in the cast is awesome. They're all really funny. It reminds me kind of like the vibe of how that Scrubs had, maybe even Community a little bit, but it's definitely got its own. It's got kind of a cinematic kind of reputation, but so funny, so good. Kim's Convenience has been awesome, and I've been playing. Oh, I keep punching my mic. I've been playing Resident Evil 7, but I've also been playing. What have I been playing? What's it called? Detroit Become Human by Quantic Dreams, and this is the first time I played a Quantic Dreams game, and they're very cool. You know, it's that quick time event kind of gaming, but they take it to such a different level. It really makes you feel like you're involved in the way the story's unfolding. It's very emotional. In this one, you're playing as these androids that are slowly kind of like developing self-awareness and this kind of thing. And we got a comment. Have you guys jumped on Ted Lasso yet? Ted Lasso? I have not heard of Ted Lasso. Do you know?
It's
what that
on
is, Matty?
Apple TV.
Apple
Yeah,
TV.
it's a comedy. I think it's got Jason Sudeikis in it, and he's like an American guy who goes to coach an English soccer team, or maybe I've reversed that. I don't know.
That sounds boring,
but
I'll
yeah,
give it
I've heard.
a
I've heard a lot of people talking about us seeing Matt discuss it on the Justice
Squad.
What's it?
Is that right?
Yeah, I've seen
Society.
him. I've seen him to discuss it on there and say how good it is. I unfortunately don't have Apple TV anymore. I got it just to watch Servant because I love the horror and I like M. Night Shyamalan.
Ted Lasso's like therapy and a hug all in one. Nice. I'll have to check that out.
That's like Kim's Convenience. That's Kim's Convenience for me.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know, it's
Okay,
like it's
maybe I
like
will
a
check
nice
it out.
TV show gives me a hug.
It does. You feel like you learn some stuff, and you really start thinking about how you handle situations, especially with family and that kind of thing. So that's
It's
been
good. It's got a lot of heart. I love it.
But Detroit Become Human, Quantic Dreams, that game's been really fun. Another thing I wanted to recommend, folks, is if you have Shudder, to watch Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. It's a series that used to be on Netflix for a little while. It's so great. Canadian humor, teenagers in high school who love heavy metal. It's very blasphemous. It's really raunchy. It's got great humor. It's got monsters. It's got magic. It's got weapons. Watch it. It's so good. I'm going to start watching it again.
Stefan recommended it. I'm watching it.
Todd and the Book of Pure Evil. Here, I'll look it up so you can get a visual reference.
I tried watching The Reckoning, the new Neil Marshall horror movie on there, and I was so slow. I was like, man, I'll finish it. That's why I ended up watching that Angelina Jolie movie, because I just wanted something kind of faster paced.
Wait a minute. We're sitting here talking about all this other stuff. Did we even review Army of the Dead?
No, that's why I said... I was like, what are you... I thought you were just like ending the small segment.
Oh my God, I'm losing my mind is really what it is. Anyway, Todd in the Book of Pure Evil, go look it up for yourself. In these last 10, 15 minutes, let's rock a review of Army of the Dead. Zack Snyder, big release, Netflix. I really had fun with it. There was some fun stuff in it, but there's a ton of action movie cliches and a ton of like regular expected kind of Hollywood tropes and things like that. But overall, it was pretty fun. It was a novel take on the zombie genre. I didn't hate emotional zombies. I thought the gore was pretty good. It was pretty creative. I really admire Zack Snyder sticking with his style and really kind of embracing everything he's all about to tell his movies. And the cinematography was cool, but a little too much of that blurry depth of field kind of thing going on. How'd you feel about it, Matty?
Well, apparently he used if you watch the making of, he used the lens that is known to do that, and he just kind of went with it. And I remember I think quoting him by saying that it's more in focus than he thought it would be. So, I was kind of like, all right, whatever. You're making your movie. Netflix threw you a bunch of money to make this. So
yeah, I thought it was really effective. Most of the time, I felt like it was a little much, but same thing with like J.J. Abrams using the lens flares all crazy.
Yeah,
but what else you got to say about that experience?
I really enjoyed it. I had a great time. It was fun. I didn't expect much from it. I don't know. I mean, it's called Army of the Dead. Like, I just want to see people get killed and fun ways with cool zombies and cool effects and cool deaths. Saying that, I did wish more people survived.
Yeah,
it's like everybody dies in this movie.
Spoilers, by the way. If you've not seen it, you're watching it right now. We're gonna just spoil it. It's fine. But if you don't want it spoiled, then just turn it off. Thank you for joining.
Well, everyone dies. Everyone.
Everyone.
I did love the whole the thing that really drew me to the movie initially is I think I made a comparison to Ghost of Mars, John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars, where it's these people are infected and they're thinking they have their own society, and it just doesn't work in that movie. But I really like that Zack Snyder, I feel like he was channeling that movie. He was like, what if they were zombies and we could pull this off? And that's what I liked about the character of Zeus and Queen. I like that there was a relationship. They were trying to start this community. I liked that when they got into Las Vegas, the zombie realm, I guess I'll call it. I did like that there had to be you had to give them an offering, basically. So you could kind of just peruse around. You it could probably not go certain areas, but I thought it was a cool concept of if we did have to live with zombies and they just wanted their own portion of land, it would probably be something like this, right? People would go into it. They try to the zombies don't need money. They're the living dead. So, they don't even have to eat, which is kind of, I was like, well, don't zombies want brains? They needed to feel the warmth or whatever, depending. So I thought it was weird that maybe they got to eat a little bit, but it's called Army of the Dead. There are a shit ton of these zombies.
Yeah. So they more or less have kind of mutated into a thing rather than being, I mean, they still call them the undead and zombies and living dead, but it's definitely
walkers. Batista goes through it all.
Which I thought was cool. I like that it's, aware of the other zombie movies that have been out there and incorporates that into its world to make it feel more.
I thought I thought the work that Fractured Effects do, shout out Andrew Bush, did an amazing job with all the stuff in it.
Yeah,
Even,
it
I mean, the
looked good.
CG tiger at times wasn't that great, but I thought, but they didn't do that. But all the practical stuff was great.
That battle between him and the Albert Wesker style Judas Iscariot,
Oh yeah, yeah.
Benedict Arnold type
Garrett
character.
Dillahunt.
Garrett Dillahunt. I was just starting to
Yeah.
stall until you said his name.
Love that character actor.
But that scene was kind of, it was like a version of the Revenant bear terror scene. It was like not bad.
Dude,
man.
I loved it.
It's
I got
good.
to see that skull crunch though, dude, and I was like, I know it's
Yeah.
CG, but it still looks pretty dang good.
I enjoyed how like some of that viscera would like after things got splattered would kind of fall out more from things, and he was like extra gory with it. It was fun, man.
Yeah, I had a great time. I like restarted it just because I was just need something on to kill time, and I think that's what this movie's great. You don't really have to pay attention. I think we had a comment of how much percent of movie it was in slow motion. I don't remember it being that much.
It was quite a bit, but yeah, it wasn't.
I don't think it bothers me as much as it
didn't
bothers
bother
some
me.
people.
No,
Because at this
like
point,
that.
it's a Zack Snyder staple, so I know what I'm getting into. And I don't know if he plays a Leonard Cohen song. I don't remember hearing one. I did enjoy the Doors cover, the end when they're like riding into I thought it was a pretty good cover. So.
I didn't really love all of the songs in particular, but I do like Zack Snyder's kind of style with how he licenses music and the covers that he gets made. He, you could tell he's a guy that really has like a nice broad interest, well listened in terms of his music and in terms of like, cinematic. It's like people have compared him to like Michael Bay earlier in his career because of all just the big action explosions, green screen, stuff like that. But I think he's really transcended to that like auteur director kind of level where it's very Hollywood, but he's still telling the stories the way that he wants to. And
I mean, Michael Bay's not putting a Leonard Cohen song in his movie,
right? Yeah.
I mean, it's
some
it's
LMFAO or some dumb shit in it just to get the kids in the seats. But kids are stupid, so.
I will say there was one part that bugged me.
Yeah, let's hear it. Gripes.
How did Dieter die?
Oh yeah, because he closes the door and he dips out and we never see him again. Well,
yeah, there was a lot of those moments.
They're hinting at a sequel. I don't know that he would be very useful since they got into the vault and everything, but I liked Dieter. That actor was great.
Yeah, I thought it was really funny, and I was like, "Oh, he's gonna have a pretty gruesome death, and we're gonna hate it because he's a fun character." And then you don't get it, and I was like, "Wait, why is there gonna be a director's cut like 3 months from now? That's like Zack Snyder's director's cut of Army of the Dead? I'll watch it." I just feel like
there was a bunch of sequels that were planned, and at least one. It kind of leaves you.
Well, there's no way he could survive. They nuked that fucking place. The only reason the one guy lives is because he's in the vault.
Dead. Yeah,
I was like, everyone gets a death scene for the most part who's a major character. Like you get to see them dead, and he's like the only one you don't. So it's kind of upsetting. It upset me, Stefan.
It is a movie, so maybe we will see him again somehow. He got out.
I mean, he seemed like a smart guy.
He'll be like.
He seemed like a smart dude. Maybe he did survive.
Yeah, or some. I'm sure there's some kind of bunkers out there in LA. I mean, like sure they could drum up something that's not too big of a pill to swallow.
At this point, I'm in.
But also I enjoyed pretty much all the characters, even though they weren't like the most like depth-filled characters or whatever. They were well-rounded enough. You got enough, I'd say, for most people, and they were distinct enough that they like stood out and were enjoyable. I really liked that kind of Vasquez alien ripoff girl, Latina. She was a badass. I was sad when she died.
Oh, dude, I knew, as soon as she got it, I was like, oh, man, I don't know who's going to make it out of this one. Because I was like, oh, they're going to be together. And I was like, oh, no, anyone can die at this point, which I thought was cool because it's like, generally I can tell like, oh, okay, they're going to make it through this. They're like so I like that I was ready for everyone to die.
And even that the woman he had a relationship with, I forgot what her name was. It was like the first person he called in.
I thought you were talking about her. She's the one that surprised me.
Oh yeah, she was great. The one I was talking about beforehand. Oh yes, the red bandana. She came with the YouTube guy. I liked him too, and I liked the little bit of eccentric performance that Hiroyuki Nada gave. character.
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's like a little different, especially for an English speaking role. It was cool. You know, it's not gonna be a
Lemon
brain buster.
squeezy.
It's not Inception or anything, but it definitely delivers, and it's great, especially after Zack Snyder's Justice League. That was something I really enjoyed, and so it's great to see that he's still going strong, you know. And if it's not your cup of tea, then I could totally get that. I could totally
I
see
get
that,
why
but
people don't. I totally get why people don't
it
like
was
this
fun.
movie.
And
But
I
I had a good
actually
time.
thought the Zombie Queen was pretty attractive, so you know, I'll take a sequel.
What's up with you and the undead being so attractive?
I don't know, man. It's been a long year.
I'll take anything I can get.
Yeah, she was looking pretty good.
I thought the whole like them trying to steal her head to make like more super mutant zombies. I thought that was cool. I liked that the alpha Zeus would he could infect to make the alpha zombies. That whole thing I thought was really cool, and I like that it set itself up for a sequel. I mean, honestly, I could have spent more time with the zombies. I wish they would have played this movie like the newer Planet of the Apes movies, where you spend more time with like, you know, the apes or the zombies. Yeah, dude, I would have loved that, dude. I don't need to see humans anymore. You know,
and so the one dude who had the buzzsaw, the real badass character who was kind of befriended Dieter. I forgot all their names. Apologies. But that dude had a scar of Omega on his chest. You know, you got the alphas, and then you got the Omega, and then the cliffhanger was that he was bitten. So he's not going to turn, right?
Oh, I think he's going to. I think that's going to set up the sequel.
Yeah.
I think it's just. I mean, I don't know what Snyder has planned, but I'm along for the ride. I'm sure it's doing pretty well on Netflix. I mean, people are just going. The thing about stuff just dropping on Netflix. And people go, "Oh, why do you watch that?" I'm like, "I don't know. It's free. It's on there. I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to enjoy it."
Yeah, that's a great point. You know, it's been a rough year not being able to go to the movie theaters, and releases are, you know, they're just above being TV movie status, but there's still a certain level of quality that you're getting with the streaming things. But it's pretty great. You know, like most of the streaming services are not that expensive, and you're getting like these new release movies, these nice event things, and sometimes they're quite good. You know, most of the time they're pretty solid. And what else was I going to say? Yeah, I could take a sequel. I'm excited for where Zack Snyder's going to go from here. I think he's shown a lot of real passion in these last two movies, and they're eyeballing him there's rumors out there that he's being eyeballed for MCU and what he could probably take on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or, you know, what other. I would love to see him do like a really cool spacefaring kind of sci-fi action or thriller in space, something like that. It would be great to see him head into orbit.
He's gonna direct Blade.
That'd be funny. They'll probably get.
He has to do. I feel like he's got to do something darker. He just has a darker sensibility, I think.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see something like Guardians of the Galaxy under his lens, but I feel like the darker the MCU character, the better. Like, I'd love to see him do a Ghost Rider movie.
That actually was the other thing. I came across an article. I forget. I don't think it was one of the bullshit ones, but I think Ghost Rider was the one that was mentioned. Maybe him helming. That would be sick. Like all the fire and chains and slow motion and shit.
Dude, it would be. I mean, he would like make sure the characters. I mean, he has a great eye. He has a great eye for visual stuff, like making like heroes look cool. Like, I mean, if anything, his movies look cool, right? Like when you watch 300, it looks like you're reading that fucking graphic novel. When you watch Watchmen, it's as accurate as it can be. I mean, I know they didn't set it in the 80s, you know, or set whenever that comic took place. Right. But, you know, I just feel like he gets what people like about the characters.
Yeah. And he's not a total asshat, you know, like.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that first Ghost Rider movie I would much rather watch a Zack Snyder Ghost Rider movie over.
I would love to see Zack Snyder direct Ghost Rider and have Keanu Reeves as Johnny Blaze.
But, I would watch that movie. I mean, I don't know if that's my favorite choice for that. I think we should cast someone slightly younger so we can get several of these.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, Keanu's never going to die.
Yeah.
So out of 10 emotionally arrested mutant zombies. How much? What do you give this one?
I was going to give it a 5 out of 10, then I went to 6, and then I was at a 6.5. But after talking to you about it, I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I had a good time.
Ooh,
I don't
nice.
think it's got a bunch. I do think there are plot holes. There's some unfortunate things that happen. But I had a great time. At no point was I looking at my clock while I was watching this. And this is a long zombie film, by the way. It's not short.
Yeah, two and
And
a
it
half
was
hours, people. But it didn't really feel like that. But anyway.
Yeah, and I think like coming off of Justice League and really enjoying that 4 hour experience, I was ready for what Zack Snyder wanted to do with something that he's been working on personally. It could have been anything, but I just had a great time watching it. I'll definitely watch this movie again.
Nice. Hell yeah. I think it's worth a watch too. Even that opening 15-minute opening sequence or whatever. It wasn't 15 minutes. What am I saying? That opening sequence was really fun and full of a lot of really violent, gory, and cheeky little moments. That was great. It was a great intro into the film, and it kicks off, and it doesn't really get too slow throughout, so I think it keeps you going. I'm going to give it a 7 as well.
Nice.
I think that's a pretty rock solid score for it, and we're giving Zack Snyder some kudos. Fractured Effects did amazing on the zombies.
Whoop, whoop.
Our boy Andrew Bush from Superhero Stuff You Should Know, who you've seen on this program as well. He works for Fractured, and he did a lot of the behind the scenes photography and filming. So he said some of his footage had turned up in that Netflix making of as well. So go check that out. Give our boy some love. Also check out his project called Amano Recon. I'll start posting some links for that and start pimping. He's making a nice little tokusatsu inspired sci-fi horror. I know all three of those terms just got you horrid. So we'll post links for Amano Recon in successive episodes, and we're going to help him make that movie as much as we can.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Oops, let me. Official rating for Army of the Dead is 7 out of 10 emotionally arrested zombies.
Nice.
Woo! We hope you enjoyed it. If you watched it, you're watching this. You probably watch it tomorrow. It'll be on YouTube. You can replay it on Facebook, the Facebook group, at any point and any time you would like. 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. So we'll just get on out of here. If you have not joined the Facebook group yet, go to facebook.com/group/overcritical club and join the group and get in on the conversation with us. We post movie posters. We post little factoids, like trivia things. I'm trying to do more polls and things like that, more like membership engagement and stuff. But it's really fun. We love talking about movies, and I post on there about every day. If you want to see us on Instagram, here's our Instagrams down below. Read that list. Type it in. You can also find all our links associated with the posts for this, but we'll just go ahead and flash them because it's fun. TeePublic, go ahead and buy some t-shirts. I just bought today the 2 shirts that are on our Threadless shirt, or on our Threadless shop, so I can wear them on the show and you can see them. They're going to be really fun. So check out our TeePublic shop. Check out our Threadless shop. There's quite a few designs with more designs coming. We'd like to thank Daniel Crozier. He's a junior producer on our Patreon $3 tier. Thank you, Daniel, for your monthly contribution. He just had an accident this last week, so we're rooting for him. He's going through surgery. He broke his leg in a work accident, so that was pretty terrible.
Dang, that sucks.
I know I've been pimping this a lot. The Crow Deep Dive, if you haven't watched it, go to our YouTube channel and check out our first Overly Critical Classics. I swear to Jeebus, there's more of those coming. I just have terrible time management, and once a week has been...
It's hard to do it on just your days off when you only get 2 and you got other stuff you got to do.
But when we're rich and we're in our floating studio / apartment in the sky, then we'll be sure to have like an Overly Critical Classics like every hour.
Yeah, every hour.
Contact us by email at that address down below. If we've missed anything, if you want to get a hold of us in any kind of correspondence that deals with email, or send us anything, or whatever. Go ahead and do that. That's all I got for this episode. We're going to come back here in just a few, and we're going to break down the Eternals trailer. We're going to react to it. They dropped it today. Lots to say about that. So we'll be back here in just a few minutes. This is Wolfie signing off this episode.
Bye-bye.